Hey everybody, Steven here playing Subnautica Below Zero, and today talking about the updates to the crashed ship. Covered this a little bit in the last video, but we're going to actually just specifically talk about the crashed ship here. So they've updated the outside textures on this, and it looks really good. They went back through and then added a bunch of different plants on it, and they've actually changed the surrounding environment also, so you're seeing more of the purple vents in the area, and just how it blends into the lily pad biome has been changed because all of this has been extended out now. So you can see just the different purple vents here. Oh, that vent garden traveled farther than it normally does too. Nice. So they've tweaked all of that. Like I said, the outside looks really good, just all the debris that's actually on it. Some of the purple vents too, we start going underneath for one of the entrances here, and there's one right underneath it, but you can actually make your way through here. These are different now also, the entry points, not the location, but just the amount of debris and everything else that they've put around it just to make it look a lot better. So we have the first portion of the crashed ship here. We have another entrance over here. There are multiple entrances, but and even right here, yeah, see, you can see the, I don't know what those would be, like corals, right? You have those lining this entrance now, which this is used to just be a straight square kind of entryway. Now it's more of like almost like a tunnel, but you can make your way inside here. Now once inside, you see more coral, which is awesome. Outside of that, they have put, we're just going to float through the walls, they've put some, there we go, oxygen plants in here. I don't know, is that going to pop up? What's the other one pop up? Oh, it was popping up. It's not now. But they did put some oxygen plants in here. I don't know if those are going to make it into the final build of the game. My assumption is yes. But outside of that, inside, it seems like, at least on this one, they have updated some of the textures on everything, where you can see just got, it has more bumps and grooves to it and things like that, which looks really awesome. Ooh. Now, not all of them have this update for the textures. We'll cover that here in a second. Now, outside of the coral, not much has really changed inside, right? So we have the oxygen plant, and then you have the addition of the corals there. But the outside and the surrounding area looks really good for what they've done to it and tweaked it. It's interesting because this whole area over here, I mean, the beginning like a year ago, so this has been in early access for almost a year now, and it just doesn't look the same at all. They've added a ton. So you can see that right there. That looks really good. So you have the first portion here. Let's go ahead and go down to the second portion. So the second portion is interesting because they haven't finished them out yet, but we have these chunks, right? The debris that the lily pads have actually attached themselves to and started to elevate up. So you can see right here, it just looks cool. I like the look of it. They've also changed the layout of the land around it, and then they've added, and this was just recently, they added the dead lily pads here and right here. So we have one of the entry points here, but you can see just overall, I mean, this was just kind of plain Jane. Now we have all the texture on it, but the little detailed work that they've done looks really good. We also have just the lily pads growing up on top, and there are a lot of the squid sharks around here. They also fixed the problem where you could see through the window. Now you could see all the squid sharks, but there was like a glitch where you could see through this window. Now it's all covered up and you can't. So, but yeah, the reflection looks good too. But yeah, that blending. Let's take the water volume off really quick so you guys can see. It does have color to it, right? You can see the blue and the like reddish orange. You can see on the side here, Mercury 2. Now going inside, certain areas I don't see a difference. Maybe some more roots kind of growing through everything. Still same addition of the oxygen plants, and then other small details that have been added in. See, that one's bloomed. Those other ones just don't have the bottom, that's why. It seems like. No, I guess, yeah, it just hasn't actually let it go. But other details where we had the fish tank in here, but there was nothing inside, so now you can go in and it's like, oh yeah, it actually has, just like if you were to build it yourself, it has the coral in here. So small little additions like that are just making it look more complete. And this does have some reworking of the textures on everything as well, just like the first portion here. Other cool thing, if I can find it, so we have our nuclear reactor, but you can find the rods in here now. I was curious how they were going to do that, because they don't have, at least from what I've seen, we don't really have all the material to make them, I believe. I may be off on that. I haven't checked in a while. I don't know if they've tweaked that, but it just seemed like one of those deals. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to make these. Because you can scan it at the research base Omega, but now we have 1, 2, I think there's some in here, 3, 4, you got all the rods in here, so we'll be good with that. Let's check out the cafeteria real quick. Oh, we have some, although they're not attached to the ground, got some ribbon plants. Let's see what else we got. More ribbon plants. Yeah, you got a lot of ribbon plants. There are a ton of these fish in here. That's the other thing I've noticed. I guess it's their safe place, their hideout. So that is it for this portion. Let's see if I can find just one last tweak to anything. Yeah, I mean chairs and things like that in the rooms. I mean, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm seeing desks and chairs and everything like that. So let's go over to the third portion, because they actually added this in as well. It wasn't in yesterday, but they added it back in. So let's go back to day. So now we can see the third portion of the crash ship is added in game here, and it's just a small portion, but it also has a reactor rod in it, shipwreck salvage that you'll need. That looks good. It's interesting going from literally like just a box to, alright, now there's stuff on it that would have a function, right? Outside of that, going inside, and right here we can get another portion of the shipwreck salvage. Same thing you'll find on the first portion of the crash ship in here. Alright. And it looks like the texture stuff has been reworked as well, a little bit in here. It doesn't seem as pronounced as maybe the other one, but that may just be in my head. I still think they'll do a pass through this. Oh, we got a little hole. I think they'll do another pass on all this before official launch. But that is it, and that's really just everything in this. It's small. Let's take the water volume off real quick too, just to see what it looks like. We got that same color pattern here. There we go. And because I didn't do this over here, let's look at the first portion without any water volume on. There it is. Looks really good. So that is it, everybody. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.